Okay. Oh, man. Okay, I'm back. For those that are listening in on Freedomizer, yes, I am doing a Instagram live at the same time. I just couldn't leave people with how I left them. I was like, I'm gonna end there, but then I figured I can't leave a live going, birds aren't real, they're actually just spying on you. But anyways, my point being with that, that's not how I'm going to leave you guys. Okay, where are the baby pigeons? Seriously, there's no baby pigeons. I thought that too. And sometimes you'll see these pigeons just with no leg and no care. Just still trotting. And you're like, are they even really eating that? Like, who can survive on 50-day-old stale bread? And now we have a bird, okay? So obviously I couldn't think the way that I thought. But I wasn't trying to drop a bombshell on you guys, but like, that's clearly my point being, I just got so far down this dark hole. And I was like, no, I can't. Because I'm already paranoid with what's above me in the skies for righteous reasons, right? I can't. But really, now you think about it and you're going, who's flying these things? Because birds, they don't even, like their eyes, look at their eyes, man. Their eyes are really funky, you guys. There's no life in them. And my daughter has this really possessive bird that she lives with. And now I'm just like, maybe I'll just one day like, are you real, Frankie? I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. I won't do that. My daughter will never forgive me. She's the type that he used to be able to fly, but before he self-mutilated because he was so depressed that she was gone. Yes, this is a real thing. Birds self-mutilate. I'm just, right now. And so he used to fly. And, there was an Amazon delivery that came to the house one day, opened the door, and this bird coming out towards the door. And he literally almost flew away. This is when we first got him. And I was like, Amelia, if he flies away, that's it. We're never going to see him. And just bless her heart. At the time, she was like 6. I was like, what are we going to do if he flies away? And she's like, well, we'll post up a bunch of signs all over the neighborhood. I'll post up signs everywhere. And I'm like, lost bird? If you see a sign out in your neighborhood that says lost bird, you're going to be like, you mean free bird, right? The bird's not lost. They're free. And I don't want to hear any judgmental anything from people, oh, it's a caged animal, it's whatever. Like, come on. As if your dog's mama or your cat's mama probably didn't want them around and you just took them. I mean, they're bringing you so much happiness and joy right now, but don't give me any of that. Okay, don't. The thing is, he's in love with my daughter. That's true love. They shower together. Yes, they do. She's not shampooing him. He sits off on the side while she showers, and he sits there and just like enjoys the mist. The bird thing, I don't know right now anymore, you guys. I don't. Because some of them can talk. And you're going, and when they talk, they don't sound real. Forget it. I'm not even going to go down that thing. Now I really sound like a crazy person, but this is what this stuff is doing to me because now I just can't. Guys, you know what movie I really love? I loved Interstellar. I just love it because the concept with that movie is just so beautiful. It's just so beautifully done. It's one of my favorites when it comes to that love is the only thing that can transcend time and space. That why do we continue to love people who have gone? If you have a loved one that has passed on, their memory and that you feel it in your body and the love that you have for them never dies. You take that love with you, and any movie that uses that kind of as a base, I love it because it's a beautiful, brilliant reminder, right? Guys, I can't even enjoy it anymore when I watch it. I'm going, like they're wearing NASA outfits. Like NASA. NASA is Hebrew for deceit. I just can't enjoy anything. I can't enjoy a movie without... I didn't ask to be like this, by the way. I just didn't. This person whose face is fake. Yeah, pretty much. So, what are we going to do, parents? What are we going to do? Oh, no, I don't want to pay the Chicago Tribune. It's like, if I leave this... You guys realize that lately with all these, like, Washington Post, Chicago, like, what used to be the real news? When you're on their website for too long, they don't let you continue reading until you pay them, like, $1 to continue reading their stories. And you're like, this is some crap. Because now you guys are limiting the rest of our access to other news, and they're going to make us pay for this stuff. So, I just can't anymore. I can't with everything. Water wipes this week, right? You guys all saw the water wipes thing, that they've lied to us, that they are actually putting in. It's not just 99% water and a bit of fragrance. And it's like, dang it, you can't keep up. Now, Kerrygold. How many of us were told? How many of you guys buy Kerrygold butter? Because Kerrygold does not have to label organic, because all that European butter is organic anyway. Like, their cows are grass-fed, and so it's safe to buy. So you buy Kerrygold. It also tastes really nice, doesn't it? Well, Kerrygold is now facing a lawsuit. Should I even continue with this? Am I going to ruin everything? Well, not now. This article actually was a couple months ago. But I'm only hearing about it now, so it's news for me. But this Kerrygold is second best-selling butter in the USA. They're facing a class action lawsuit because they've been misleading with their labeling. They include a photo of a cow grazing and the words, milk from grass-fed cows. And apparently, it's misleading because their products are not 100% grass-fed. So, this sucks. 85% of an Irish cow's diet is from rich natural grass. But the other 15%, apparently, it's none of our business. It's none of our business. So this water wipes thing is crap, because you were going out of our way. And then, I talked with Kate, KB Gym and Juice, and she recommended these water wipes, and I got them and I loved them. And I was like, yeah, they're way more expensive too. And this is before she also knew of the drama with the water wipe thing, okay? So here's what I asked my parents. I was like, what did you guys do for water wipes when we were kids? But once again, you're talking to the generation that thought that it was okay to just throw Johnson's baby powder all over everything because it had a nice fresh scent, even though it was all chemical. And that's why so many women are dealing with ovarian cancer issues and cervix issues. You've had women that have... Anyway, Johnson's been sued already over this, that they lied about the Johnson's baby powder thing that everyone was just throwing on us down there. I'm telling you, when I say you need to detox your vagina... It's not because I think that you're a, you-know-what. It's literally because if you're from the 80s and 70s, you likely have to detox your vagina. Because we were taught to put all kinds of stuff up there. And we were wrong. But my mom, because we grew up with maids, she told me that, well, when you pee, your pee is self-cleaning. So after you pee, it might feel sticky, but then it kind of goes away on its own. That's how pee is kind of designed that way, like miraculously. Thanks, Jesus. So the pee thing, apparently, if the diaper was just pee, it was like you just kind of pat it. You don't need to put any chemical on it. You got parents that use baby wipes after everything, not just poo. They're using it after the pee stuff too, and it's like pointless to do that. So if you're still doing that, I just saved you a lot of money on wipes for the pee stuff, okay? For the poo, I was like, what do you do with the poo? Well, here's what you guys need to do, okay? Because this is what our maids would do, apparently. So buy, I guess, organic cotton. But you know those makeup remover wipes? The, what are they called? Sometimes they're in little circles or in little squares, and that's where you would put your, like, overpriced, stuff that we're all guilty of having to remove your makeup. Okay, boil that in a pot of hot water. So this is what they would do. They would take those wipe pads, little ones. You boil it in a big pot of water, and preferably filtered water. I don't know. Shit, I don't know anymore. Just use decent water, okay? But boil it. It's distilled. Then you take them out, and they would pat dry them so that they had a little bit of moisture retained. Then you put that in a little Tupperware container, okay? And that's what you carry around with you in your diaper bag. Boom, wada bing, there you go. That's how you would clean off that stuff. Don't buy this shit anymore. My point being, don't buy all of these 99% whatever, because you guys, the 99% stuff isn't what's killing us and what's poisoning us and what's causing the rashes. It's the 1% stuff that we have to look into, and the irony in that it's only the 1% that matters. Man, there's a lot of irony in that. I'm done with it anymore. Anyone's upsell is a 99 point whatever percent. Oh, now you got me really, really concerned about the 1% thing. Don't 99% anything in an upsell anymore. You can't do it. You can't do it. And I'm guilty of that too. Sometimes I'll see 90% and I'll be like, well, okay, 90% chance that it's going to work. You know, I don't even trust like that. No one should trust condoms because it's not 100% either. So with everything, any kind of birth control too, just guys, realize that like your life, your health, everything, just get to that point already quick where you got to realize that all of this stuff is your responsibility, your health, your baby's health, all of it. All of it. What is this? What are they spraying out there? So that sucks. That sucks about Kerrygold butter. That's all I'm saying. You know, what's wrong with water wipes? I think I missed it. Well, what's wrong with water wipes is that you're talking about the company water wipes, because that's what we're talking about here too. Water wipes, maybe somebody can link it here for her or whatever. Water wipes, they had to admit recently that they are using, because they say they're just using grapefruit seed extract and water. But it ended up coming out that they're using, what's the chemical? It starts with a B. Water wipes 1% is bullshit. Well, in other words, they're admitting that you are actually putting a little bit of a harmful chemical on there when you're cleaning your baby with what you think is just all water and grapeseed extract. So I'm telling you, we have to start making our own stuff. Surprise, surprise, it's going to be going back to doing your own thing. Okay, benzyl chelonium chloride is in there. So benzyl, and this is an easy, you know, because we're all Google moms, right? Benzyl chelonium chloride. What's going on with my typing here? Okay, it's known as BZK. It's a type of cationic surfactant. It's an organic salt classified as a quaternary ammonium compound, 3 main categories. It's a transfer agent. Anyways, you read through this stuff and you go, okay, but you know what works too? Just water. Just distilled water. So just start using that, you know. If this kind of stuff bugs you, if you really can't have any kind of chemical, any kind of anything, because it's the binding agents that are the problem. It's not even so much anymore, well, we put a little bit of dead virus into your kid's system, which, you know, never been tested and all that stuff, but it's not that part anyways. It's the stuff you're using to bind. It's that, okay, fine. Thimerosal, you're now admitting to only really using in flu shots, but you used to use thimerosal and all the other, but now they say, well, we got rid of the thimerosal and all the other stuff. What did they replace it with? You guys know what they had to replace it with, right? They had to double up on the aluminum. So there's still, water wipes burned my ass. I mean, in Asia, they have the bidets, right? That's really the best way to wash. I mean, if your hands get dirty, you don't just like go and reach for the next piece of whatever food you're eating. You go and wash it with soap and water, thinking that that's good and completely clean. And you're also like, crap, that's not really clean because the soap now too is just, what are we doing to ourselves? I can't. This sucks, man. This really sucks. It sucks that I can't even like put lotion on my body, the same lotion I used to love and use, and I gotta like read everything now. And then I gotta weigh it out. Am I willing to just a little bit of poison today, Talia? Well, yeah, okay. This is all that overly righteous stuff that I was talking about too. You have to now just be selective in the poison you're gonna allow into your system. You know? Okay, fine, I got a headache. What am I going to deal with? Am I going to deal with Excedrin? Am I going to do the Tylenol thing? Am I going to attempt this peppermint thing? But then the side effect of that might be that it could possibly dry up my milk. And like, everything is going to come with a risk. Everything. So you have to just assess what is worth the risk. What's worth the risk? It's too much. It's too much. I got to detox from my talks sometimes. You know? It's a shame. It's a shame. But right now, if you've got what we're dealing with, which is that our speech is being monitored even off platform, and we're being banned from looking up news sources that we like to look up, things that had to do with our food news, health news, herbs, just they're making it impossible now. They're just going to label it all fake news. They're just going to label it all fake news, which sucks. It's so backwards right now. I'm really sad. When I get to this point, I think about it. Oh man, here's another rabbit hole if you guys want to look into this one later. So there was a military experiment vaccine in 1918 that killed 50 to 100 million people, and they blamed it as the Spanish flu. There you go. There'll be another thing to look into. Just check out vaccineimpact.com. I believe that article is from today. Today. So that's going to suck. One more thing that's not going to surprise me, okay? But what happened 100 years ago and why it's important now, besides clean water and sanitation, electricity, pharmaceutical companies emerging. That's a big one. The disease was not even Spanish. Okay, I'll get into all that later. Or will I? Will I enjoy my day just a little bit? Will I try to enjoy my day? Let's look through here. Were there any other questions that have... somebody's saying, I stopped buying Band-Aids a while ago only because my kids would waste them. What's that about? Peppermint flowers your milk supply. So that's why the thing is, you guys, with me, even with many of you who were asking about the CBD thing that I was posting on the other, and I was like, my favorite thing is the peppermint one. I obviously don't notice a drop in my milk. And I take this. I take it directly after I'm done pumping. You know, I'll take my dropper, but I don't notice the decrease. Some people might, but that's with everything, that not everything is going to work the same. Is my banana I'm eating right now really a banana? Look, start being your own source of information. Start using the gut instinct while you still have it. Start using this while it's still not completely calcified. You know, here, when it comes to the detox thing, I just wanted to address one thing really quick because I get asked this by a lot of Christians, and I'm Christian too. There is a big turnoff for Christians when you use anything that has the word third eye. And I understand that. That thing turns me off when I hear third eye stuff all the time. And it's okay. Don't go and judge Christians. It's just for them, the spirituality thing is not a third eye thing. And this is my response to that. Because I don't like, and I have no control because it's not my company, but when they say it helps with the third eye, what they are talking about is, and Christians hear me out, when God designed you, right? He gave you and all of us what is called a pineal gland. And I'm speaking now to Christians as a Christian because I want to be on the same understanding as you all are, okay? He gave you what is called a pineal gland. We know that that pineal gland can get calcified with heavy metals, okay? So if you are using something that is going to help get rid of the heavy metals, like TRS or like any other kind of maybe chelation type detoxing that you're attempting, then that's a good thing. And it has nothing to do with you now getting into some spirituality thing that's going to offend your creator. Would your creator have wanted you to be on this earth calcified? Or would he have wanted you to be in the design that he made you? That's my response to that question that I get often by Christians. As a Christian, don't you feel uncomfortable taking it because of the third eye thing? No, I don't. Because I don't think that my creator wanted me born with this completely backed up and blocked up by heavy metal toxins that are surrounding us all. So that's my response. And hopefully that answered that for a lot of people. What are we talking about tweezers here? God created the pineal gland. He doesn't want it calcified. Pretty much. A lot of times people read up on these testimonials too, and they're great testimonials, right, from TRS. And you have some people that didn't notice anything, and that's fine too. Many times people don't realize that if they're already living a healthy lifestyle, that they're not going to notice much. You do have a lot of people that don't want to speak about it because there's been a lot of crazy accounts that will go all paranoid and start with everything, you guys. Stop comparing products that are not being force mandated to vaccines. I got to say that. I got to get that out of the way because it's not forced on you. Get it through your head. You don't have to take it if you don't want to. But I do think that there's many people that are afraid to share real life testimonies because they're just worried about backlash, which is really unfortunate and really sad that people who are not educated in this have made you afraid to speak. That sucks. But when you read up on these testimonials, at first, when you see all of this stuff from like the parasites coming out of people and the sudden clarity and the sudden, like you read all of this stuff, the sudden energy, and initially you're thinking it sounds too good to be true. It's a miracle. But you know what? The more I'm seeing these things come in, because like I said, my inbox is littered with images of people's before and after with their eyes, people's crap. And I love how no one asks anymore. Before it was like, hey, do you mind if I send you a picture of my shit? And I'd be like, yeah, sure, okay. Because I'd be ready to see it. Now it's just like, look at this. Complete strangers. This is an interesting time in history right now where strangers are literally like sending you photos of their crap. And I won't judge, right? But exactly. So, but you know what? Okay, when you want to talk about this nanotechnology, whatever, I've already addressed this enough, and I really don't want to waste a live. I've addressed it. There's an FAQ section in the TRS, thing. You can read through it, and then, as with everything, you can make that informed decision on your own, whether you want to take it or not. And that's it. The emotional detox thing is real. What was I just saying right now? Honestly, it's not that miraculous of a product. Did you hear me, everyone out there? It's not that miraculous of a product because it shouldn't surprise us that when you remove heavy metals that have been trapped in your system, that you're going to feel better, or that you're going to feel different, or that things are going to change. It shouldn't come as a shock, yet it's shocking all of us because of the numbing, because of the conditioning, because we've been told and lied to for so long that the only way you're going to feel better is if it was FDA approved and backed by pharma. So that's why people are saying, with this whole thing, and that it's like this miracle thing it's kind of not even really a miracle if you think about it, right? We understand that metals get trapped in our system, whether they were injected into us, whether it was food we ingested, air we were breathing in, okay? And guess what? When metals are in your system, you're gonna feel shitty. You're going to get all kinds of illness, chronic stuff that's going to take over your system, whatever. When you're taking just prescription meds that aren't removing these things, they're just numbing you, you're only going to get temporary relief. But when you know that parasites coat themselves in heavy metals, and then you remove heavy metals, why are we acting so shocked that these things are dying off and coming out of our system? It shouldn't be surprising is what I'm trying to say. It's not a bottle with a miracle in it. It's not. It's zeolite that is water-soluble, clinoptilolite, okay? If you understand the ingredient, which is pure water and clinoptilolite, and that they've used clinoptilolite, you know what helped get rid of a lot of the radiation with Fukushima? Remember the Fukushima thing in Japan that freaking, and I'm not saying that they used TRS, but they used the ingredient, which is clinoptilolite, because it was everywhere after that whole thing blew off and there was now radiation all over Japan. They used clinoptilolite to attract and bind all the heavy metals, okay, and help rid those heavy metals. So it's kind of not really that big of a miracle and shocking. What's more shocking is our response to it. That like, oh my gosh, you're telling me if I got rid of things like aluminum that are trapped in my body that I'm going to feel better? Maybe? Or different? I'm not even say better. Maybe different? Is that safe to say? I don't know anymore. And then every single person is going to detox differently. And then you talk to some people and they're like, well, I only took it for like a month and I just didn't, well, how many doses were you using? Well, I mean, did you up your sprays? I noticed when I added 2 more sprays that were past the recommended amount that I actually did start noticing more. Okay, so it's like every person's different. What a concept. Everyone's designed different. What a thought. But then you got people too that want to detox, but they don't want to change their diet. They don't want to change their nutrition. So they say, well, I did try it for a couple months. And then, I stopped. And then it's like I got worse or things didn't change. And it's like, it's a lifestyle choice you have to make. And we're all going to be guilty of it and have to be responsible for ourselves. It's like me, okay? I'm obsessed with those stupid white chocolate Lindt truffles with the mango. But if I'm taking stuff out of my system and I'm no longer getting the cravings for sugar, but every now and then I fall back to that, well, if I do that and I eat 8 of those in a day, it shouldn't shock me that I'm going to probably feel like shit. Why is it so shocking to us? Is really what's bothering me lately. Why is this a surprise? And then you don't even give yourself enough time. Some people are like, how many years did it take for your body to collect all of this? And then you want results like, it's just weird, the whole thing. So I try to address that stuff on that page, but the rest of the time, I got to end almost every conversation with, look, here's information. If it's something you want to do it. If not, don't do it. Just don't. Just know that anything you do try and anything you do want to do, you kind of can't go after, whether you're going to take a Tylenol to cure your headache. I mean, if the Tylenol doesn't work, what do you do? What do you do with that Tylenol bottle? You probably look at it and go, this stuff sucked. Throw it. Anyway. So we have to be responsible now for our own freaking health. Isn't the wrapper made of metals? What are we talking about? Are we talking about my chocolate? I don't even want to know. I don't want to know. Because if I'm going to live overly righteous, I got to stop with everything. You guys have to understand, I'll have to stop with literally everything that I'm doing in my life, okay? People who are like, oh, stop supporting this company because they're for censorship or they're for... You guys, we're using Facebook and Instagram. You'd have to stop using Instagram already and deleting all of this stuff if you don't want to support companies that are pro-censoring. So it's like there's nothing really that you could talk about, promote, do that you're not going to get some kind of backlash nowadays with anything. I have friends that like, okay, because if you go down the Disney rabbit hole, which I don't want to do right now, is you don't want to ruin life for everybody. But, you know, Disney and the people who run Disney, and like, I'm not saying that if you watch Disney with your kids, look, there's a huge rabbit hole when it comes to Disney, and a lot of it has to do with children and, you know, I won't say all of it. But if you're going to go on a crusade and say, well, I'm going to ban Disney from my house, because a lot of people do that. A lot of people are like, I don't want anything to do with Disney. And you guys, I hate to break it to you. You're going to say that kind of stuff, and you're going to say it on platforms like Instagram and Facebook. It's this overly righteous thing, okay? Google, what does Disney own? Because if you're going to go on a crusade where you're going to ban Disney because you just... List of assets owned by the Walt Disney Company. Oh, man. I can't. I'll spend hours on this. I can't. And I don't want to. And I don't want to. You guys realize that if you're going to ban Disney, you got to... Let's just talk about what they have in production. All their live action animation. Marvel Studios is owned by Disney. Lucasfilm, 20th Century Fox, okay? ESPN, A&E networks, they've got from their retail lines, their resorts, their other hotel chains that they own that don't have the word Disney attached to them. You want to talk about Fox, you want to talk about venture capital holdings, you want to talk, oh my gosh, what do you just own? Everything. How about everything? Oh my gosh. You're going to go on a crusade and ban Disney? Where are you going to live? What are you going to do? So I don't want to hear it from people. I can watch a Disney movie with my children, okay? And I shouldn't have to worry about the person using censored Instagram or censored Facebook or free speech hating platforms coming at me saying, you know, these Disney things and that they're, yeah, I know. And I'm not a demonic evil mom who now suddenly supports child trafficking and the occult that likes to, you know, use our children for adrenochrome because I'm watching Coco with my kids. Try living the overly righteous route, and you're going to be in a world of hypocrisy because it's literally hard to avoid. It is literally hard to avoid, and Desi said it right, unless you want to go and live under a rock. You got to pick the hill that you're going to die on. That's not a hill I'm ready to die on, okay? Because currently, I'm not being forced. I know that there's a lot with mind control. I know that there's something about that box in the middle of your living room that you've made all the furniture surround and be. I get that there's something there and that it does draw you. Have you ever like tried having a conversation with a person and there's a television on in the room and they can't help but stare at what's going on in the TV, and it's the most mind-numbing, like nothing on the TV. It's like a commercial that has nothing to do with it, and you're like, I have something so much more interesting to talk to you about in person, but they can't help but stare at it. Okay. So limit your kids' time on TV. But how are we going to do this? You got parents who are like, I'll never let my kids play video games because of that. Okay, everything in excess, no bueno, right? Everything in excess. But you guys, they own National Geographic. Okay? All of ESPN and what comes with ESPN, all of it. They own Lifetime movies. So if you're like, you know what, when the kids are sleeping, that's the only time I'll watch a 30-minute Lifetime movie, because if you're like my mom, truth is stranger than fiction, and sometimes those movies are interesting, and you're going, man, this is a true story, based on a true story, okay. They own Lifetime too. Guys, everything. Enjoy living under that rock. How are you going to do it? So when I talk about things that I'm like, well, just so you know, or hey, just so you know, I want you guys to know that I'm not also able to. If all Disney was Disneyland, Disney World, and Disney movies, Okay, that might be easier. Spare me from all the Disney toys and all the basura that I don't have to buy for my kids anymore. But yeah, Claudia, I saw that too. And then I was trying to look it up. And of course, the first things that pop up is Snopes saying, no, they don't. They don't own Pornhub. I do believe, though, that the company that owns Pornhub also, it's like a Canadian company, right? And I did hear that they were acquired by Disney franchise. But see, Disney is here and literally all of what they own. So I don't know. Maybe they could. I did hear that. We got this war against Christians that's been going on for decades. And I just find it interesting with all the Disney and the trauma and the movies. So I went down that for a little bit until I realized I am not ready to just sign off from the world. I'm not. And I'm not ready to also ever be that person that sits in this like cage that I've manufactured for myself, that this lie that I'm telling myself that I'm doing everything right and everybody else is doing everything wrong, and pointing at people saying, nope, 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 nope. I just don't want to do that, and I can't do that. I only want to do that and stick to the platform of informed consent and medical freedom for all. So I am not telling you to go and take CBD oil. I'm not telling you to go and detox, and I'm telling you that's what I do, and here's information on it. And go and make an informed decision on yourself. You have that. You have the power. You do. It's amazing, but I can't. Dude, this list is not even over. Can I even scroll this long? Google it. What does Disney own? Now tell me you're going to go and ban it from your life. They might own your source of news and your phones soon, and they might already just own all of this. I wouldn't be surprised. I just wouldn't be surprised. So that's unfortunate. But I feel like we have bigger problems. What we're breathing in. What's going on? Why are they blocking off vitamin D right now? Why are we sourcing vitamin D from everywhere else? We used to just have enough vitamin D, and now baby's first day of life, they're telling you that you need vitamin D extra for your baby. But look, if vitamin D is important for preventing at least 16 different types of cancer, things like breast cancer, colon cancer, skin cancer, lung cancer, does anybody want to tell me why we're dimming out the sun? If vitamin D helps reduce all those cancers? Nobody? Why are we dimming our sun then? Why have we allowed them to dim out our sun? Infertility studies up the wazoo revealing that vitamin D deficiency among men who are unable to impregnate their partners. They're discovering that. Why then are we, sunlight is the major source of vitamin D. Why are we talking about how the sun is bad for the last several decades? We're being lied to. The sun causes all the stuff, the cancers. Okay? Yeah, but you live in CRAZYTOWN, USA, where women think that this radio show is ending. All right, guys, I will be back live tomorrow with Adam Ringham to discuss circumcision. It's going to be a great talk. Make sure to tune in to freedomizerradio.com. Take care. That sounded so unprofessional, but people expect that from me. Okay. Yes, I am talking about that topic tomorrow. P.S. So, God, I forgot that I was still doing the radio show. I'm bad at this. Okay, so what was I talking about? Damn it. What was I saying? The sun is life. The sun is life, and we've been lied to, and now CRAZYTOWN, USA, you got these women, especially our older women, that are like, I gotta go every year and get my breasts squeezed by this machine that uses radiation to detect if I have cancer. Okay. We've normalized that. We do know that radiation causes cancer. We're using radiation and these devices to detect cancer. and half of them come out with false positives. And then you got to go back in and get it done again 2 weeks later. And that's normal. That's normal. Because we've allowed the people that are in charge, we've allowed them to have all the passes. They get to make mistakes. They get to lie to you. They get to make the mistakes. They get a slap on the wrist. You forgive them, okay? But you're going to question everything else around you in life, anything that might be like a natural from the earth thing. Somebody tells you that the sun is good. God put the sun here. Why would God put the sun here to kill us? Why would God put the sun here if it didn't bring life to this planet and you're afraid of the sun? And now you're going to go and research the sun. You're going to go research the sun, and you're not going to look into the fact that possibly you were lied to, because it's so much harder to admit with our egos and with our pride that we've been lied to for so long. You know, but no, the person on the internet that's telling you that a natural substance may help with something and bring you relief to something, you know, why don't you try that first? Why don't you try garlic drops in your ear before you go and get all of the steroid injections for an ear infection? Why don't you try that first? Or before you get on antibiotics that are going to come with all these side effects, why don't you try drops of garlic in your ear? Or drops of breast milk? Or, oh my gosh, they'll look at you like you're crazy. And wait, are there side effects with drops of breast milk in your ear? Are there side effects with What? My daughter's pink eye was gone after I squirted breast milk in it, okay? Gone within 5 minutes. Did you look into it, though? Like, did you see if that... No, I didn't. Because I also let my kids swim sometimes in chlorine pools, and I know that they're opening their eyeballs in there, and forget the piss that's in these pools, but they're getting chlorine straight into their eyeballs. So no, I didn't look into it. I just tried it. I just said, open up, open your eyes. You better keep them open, because it's going to get, I'm just going to squirt you double. You better do it. And that's what I did. That's what I did. You don't have to do it, but this is what I did. And it worked for me. And my kids don't have ear infections. But if they did, I would do that too for their ears. And my kids don't have allergies. But if they did, I'd probably try to detox their system from whatever's causing these allergies to begin with, because the body is noticing an invader and recognizing something like peanuts, because they've been injected with peanut oil, as not safe. And so they obviously, when you eat peanuts, they're going to be like, nope, your body is going to react to it. Just like if you're injecting casein, you can't wonder why when you now drink anything with lactose, like anything with milk, that you're now intolerant to it. It shouldn't be a shock, is what I'm saying. It shouldn't be something that we're all stuck at home going, I gotta research all this crap. It literally should just be common sense. But nope, you're the crazy dingbat person questioning the norm. I do have bouts during the day, by the way, where I am normal. And I'm not like this. But I'm just going to have to accept that I'm like this. This is the new me. And how do you explain that to your kids, guys? How do you explain to your kids why you're going to all have to mask up soon when you walk outside on spray days? And then how are you going to send your kids to school with all these other zombified children and just hope that your kid isn't spouting things like, my mom says they're poisoning us and that they're spraying us and that they're, because then CPS might get called on your ass, because they're going to be like, what are you telling your kids? What are you, how do we do it? This sucks. This really sucks. Mom, why are they trying to kill us? Well, honey, because we're of the slave bloodline. And although we don't live in shackles, we kind of are shackled. We don't have all the options that everybody else has. Like, how do you even have those conversations with your kids? It is hard. So just talk about things that they might be able to understand, like ingredients. We weren't designed to have to counter this kind of stuff, truly. This wasn't in the great design. This wasn't what the creator envisioned for us and wanted for us, I'm positive. And that life is hard enough and just survival is hard enough. But this, I know for sure, this wasn't the creator's doing and his design. This is because humans are easily corruptible and human beings have that capacity to be evil. Money corrupts, greed is strong, and this is where we're at. I do not think God puts babies on this earth defective. And I don't think that he gives you a blessing of even carrying a baby and then doesn't give you the ability to nourish and nurture. And there's just no way. Okay? I need proof. There's no way. So for those that lived for the longest time with that mentality, because I had that too, of, well, maybe for whatever reason, God had to put that person here and had to do that, No, that is mankind's doing, and that is mankind being evil, and we're just living in it. So, here's the better question, how do some people do this thing called life without God? It's like, what are you looking forward to? Anyway, I'm going to end there because I'm going to attempt to have a decent day. I'm going to go out and about, wearing my Lion Pan shirt in California. Half these people, what's sad in the Bay Area is half these people don't even know who this guy is, but they elected him because they went to the polls and said, blue wave, blue wave, CNN told me to just blue wave everything. So I'm going to anyone who's a Democrat, anybody with a D, I'm going to vote for them. And they did. And they didn't even know who they voted for. And the fact that because you voted for this D with a D, that you lost your religious freedoms years ago. And now you're about to lose that, privacy that you have between you and your doctor. They don't know. All they know is that they hate the president. And so they voted for the D. You say, don't you know who this guy is? This is Senator Richard Pan. Sacramento, y'all voted him in again. And this is what's happening right now with your medical freedoms. Oh, well, they didn't tell us that. No, they didn't. Because you didn't read. Just like you don't read an insert, you didn't read the pamphlet that came in. You didn't read the part that said, y'all are going to be voting for a higher gas tax for no reason whatsoever, and you voted for a higher gas tax. Because we don't read. We're repeaters. We just do as we're told by the box in our living room. I'm going to cool off. I'm going to go and cool off. Ignorance is bliss. I do miss the days where I was ignorant. But see, those days where I was ignorant, I was at the Jack in the Box drive-thru often, and I was eating the KFC Double Downs and thinking, this is great. Nothing can go wrong with a 1,500 calorie double-breasted chicken sandwich. It's a big piece of chicken breast fried. It's bacon. It's cheddar cheese. It's another big piece of chicken breast and no bread. And you're going, well, it's gluten-free. Oh, wait, no, there's breading in the chicken. Okay, so it's at least no bread. I'm not going to gain that way. You guys... I was all about those KFC Double Downs when I was pregnant. The guy at the Carl's Jr. and the KFC drive-thru knew me, and they knew my order when I'd come. I'd be like, well, skip the bread. He's like, it doesn't come with bread. And I'm like, you're right. Throw on some potato wedges. Gotta get my starch. when Amelia came out, Jeff and I were shocked that she wasn't a $6 teriyaki burger from Carl's Jr. because this is literally all I ate. I know. I was like, oh, it's a person. I literally thought I was going to birth a $6 teriyaki burger. I don't know what to tell you. I don't judge you because I get it. And life was simple back then. It was simple. Sorry. Okay? It was simple when I could drink and enjoy wine every night of the week and not judge myself. And not only that, but my body could tolerate it. And I was like, I'm drinking good wine though, okay? I don't drink that cheap. I drink good wine, certifications, okay? I drink the kind of red wine with the no sulfates that doesn't give me the hangover the next day. And now I'm just like, if I drink a glass and I'm like, okay, if I continue to drink more than this, that's what they want. They want me so numb. I can't enjoy anything. I can't enjoy anything. Do we prove them wrong? And yes, we can. Ugh. I hate this, guys. I had a Trader Joe's Tuesdays hashtag. Scroll when you're bored one day and you have nothing to do for the next hour of your life or whatever. Just scroll through my freaking Instagram towards the bottom, and you're gonna be like, oh, okay. Yeah, no, she doesn't know, cause I don't. Because I didn't. Oh, man. I indulged. And I didn't even know that that was just going to be just a short period in my life. I should have enjoyed it more when I had the chance. Sucks. All right. I'm going to go. God, I'm like, God, how do I leave them with something that's like uplifting? Gosh, I'm sorry, you guys. Today I got nothing. And then tomorrow is going to be a really deep talk. If you're not going to be into that, don't listen in. But it's going to be a nice deep chat. Because we're going to talk about it. And I just don't even care. I don't care. We have to talk about things that matter. And that's it. So, we'll chat soon. How do I end these well? How can I end this well? The last one I ended with birds are actually like security. Will you be at the SF protest? Oh, that's right. There's an SF protest. You guys, I'm in San Francisco because I have 2 weddings to photograph, and also because my parents live out this way, and so my kids are spending time with them, and it's free babysitting. Just babysitting's expensive. But I don't know. Maybe, depending on if it doesn't fall on one of the wedding days. Okay, I gotta go. We'll chat soon. See you guys tomorrow. Just like Talia's out. Yeah, I guess, right? Okay, bye. All right, guys, bye. We'll talk soon, I guess. Okay, awkward. Bye.